Hello, all you wonderful and amazing people. I am Vamshika, and over here we have Kshitij, Harshita, Devi Varaprasad, and Indrani. We are third sem students of New Horizon College of Engineering CAC department. We are presenting a talk on the topic failure is not falling down but refusing to get up as a part of our professional communication peer evaluation. So, let me start off with this quote by my favorite British author J.K. Rowling. It is impossible to live without failing at something unless you live so cautiously that you might as well have not lived at all, in which case you have failed by default. So, what is failure? Failure is a state of or condition of not meeting a desirable or intended objective and may be viewed as a opposite of success. This is directly ripped from Google. But according to me, like speaking in simple words, the criteria of failure depends on context and may be relative to a particular observer or belief system. One person might consider a failure what another person considers a success, particularly in cases of direct competition. Similarly, the degree of success or failure in a situation may be differently viewed by different people, such that a situation one considers to be a failure, another might consider to be a success. It may also be difficult or impossible to decide whether a situation meets the criteria of failure or success due to ill-defined definition of those criteria. Finding useful and effective criteria to judge the success or failure of a situation may be itself be a difficult task, right? So failure is life's greatest teacher, and without failure we'd be less capable of compassion, empathy, kindness, and we wouldn't have achieved great goals. We would be less likely to reach for the moon and stars. It is through failure that we learn the greatest lessons that life could teach us.
Greetings everyone. I'm Kshitij K. Shastri from New Horizon College of Engineering, and today I'll be sharing with you a very inspiring story. I'll be talking about the man who's the forefront of KFC, Colonel Sanders. Sanders was born in 1890 in Henryville. When he was 6 years old, his father passed away, leaving Sanders to cook and care for his siblings. In seventh grade, he dropped out of school and left home to go work as a farmhand. At 16, he faked his age to enlist in the United States Army. After being honorably discharged a year later, he got hired by the railway as a laborer. However, he got fired for fighting with a co-worker. While he worked for the railway, he studied law until he ruined his legal career by getting into another fight. Sanders was forced to move back in with his mother and got a job selling life insurance. And guess what? He got fired again, but he refused to give up. In 1920, he founded a ferry boat company. Later, he tried cashing in his ferry boat business to create a lamp manufacturing company, only to find out that another company already sold a better version of his lamps. Poor guy couldn't catch a break. It wasn't until age 40 that he began selling chicken dishes in a service station. As he began to advertise his food, an argument with a competitor led to a deadly shootout. 4 years later, he bought a motel which burned to the ground along with his restaurant. Yet this determined man rebuilt and ran a new motel until World War II forced him to close it down. Following the war, he tried to franchise his restaurant. His recipe was rejected about 1,000 times before anyone accepted it. Sanders' secret recipe was called Kentucky Fried Chicken and quickly became a hit. However, the booming restaurant was crippled when an interstate opened nearby, so Sanders sold it and pursued his dream of spreading KFC worldwide. After years of failures and misfortune, Sanders finally hit it big. KFC expanded internationally and he sold the company for $2 million back then. Even today, Sanders remains central in KFC's branding and his face still appears in the logo. At age 90, Sanders passed away from pneumonia. If you're overwhelmed by rejection or discouraged by setbacks, remember the story of Colonel Harlan Sanders. Fired from multiple jobs, ruined his legal career, was set back by the Great Depressions, fires, and World War II, yet still created one of the largest fast food chains in the world. Sanders wouldn't let anything or anyone defeat him. We should all be more like Colonel Sanders. Thank you.
Hi everyone, this is Harshita. Now I'm going to explain about reasons for failure. The first thing is lack of persistence. Many people fail not because they lack knowledge or talent, they fail just because they just quit. Remember two important words persistence, and the second thing is resistance. Persist what must be done and resist what not to be done. Try new approaches. Persistence is important, but doing the same thing over and over again, hoping that you'll get succeeded this time, doesn't make any sense. So try to make new adjustments in the work you do so that you can achieve it. The second thing is rationalization. Losers, they rationalize and they'll have many reasons for not getting succeeded. Winners, they never rationalize. Change your perspective. Don't think that every unsuccessful attempt that you have done is a failure. Few people succeed at the first time they do everything, but most of us have attained our goals only through repeated effort. So do your best in everything you can do. The third thing is lack of discipline. Anyone who has achieved anything in life has never done it without discipline. Discipline takes self control, sacrifice, avoiding distractions and temptations. You might have a vision of what success looks and feels like. Although it's very motivational, it's not realistic. Succeeding with just one goal won't eliminate all your problems in life. So be clear on what will satisfy your objectives. And the fourth thing is poor self-esteem. Poor self-esteem is poor self-respect and poor self-confidence. People with poor self-confidence, they try to find themselves rather than creating the person who they are. You might have failed, but you're not a failure until or unless you stop trying. Think of yourself as someone still striving hard to achieve a goal. And the last thing is fatalistic attitude. The fatalistic attitude prevents people from accepting responsibility from their position in life. They attribute success and failure to luck. They resign themselves to their fate regardless of their efforts that whatever has to happen will happen anyway. You might not have control over every phase of your life, but you have control on what you can do and what you are capable of. And at last, you are responsible for your own happiness and success. Now, my friend Devi Varaprasad will share his view.
Hi, I'm Devi Varprasad Reddy. I'm here to talk briefly on the topic failure is not falling down but refusing to get up. Failure is just another way not to do something. If you use failure as fuel, you can't really fail. If you use failure as motivation, you cannot be defeated in long term. If you use it to make you, if you use it to drive you can never fail. If you never accept defeat, you can never fail. You see, it's not the failure that stops us, but most of us stop at that one failure. The people who had succeeded in their life, they don't stop at one failure. They don't stop at 10 failures. They don't stop at 100, a 1,000, a million. They say, this is my goal and I will do whatever it takes to achieve. They say, I will learn fast. They will say, I will learn from the failures. They'll say, I will work hard, I will work smart, but I will not quit until my dream is a reality. Failure makes winner hungrier. Failure makes winner stronger. Failure makes most give up, but it makes most feel worthless. Winners does not enjoy failure, but they never let failure stop them. Next time when you encounter failure, you had got all great things on this earth is here because creators learned what did work, but they learned more from what did not work. Failure is not the end of the story. Failure is start of your comeback story.
Hello everyone. I'm going to conclude about the topic failure is not falling down but refusing to get up. When you fail, the first thing you need to think about is what made you fail, how to overcome it, and realize the parts that you're good at. It gives you strength to overcome your failure and move ahead. The morning will come again. No darkness, no season is eternal. As it says, the hardships that you face in your life are momentary. Just face them with all your strength and willpower. There's a lot of difference between failing and being a failure. It's okay to fail when you try to do something or put your effort into something rather than being a failure by stepping back out of fear. The moment you want to quit, just think, what are you doing with your life? This moment won't ever come back. Just ask yourself, are you happy right now? The moment you realize this, it becomes the most beautiful moment in your life. Believe in yourself. What is the you that you dreamed of? Don't let yourself down. Put your weaknesses away and move ahead. The spine hurts in order to let your wings sprout. It's okay if you're going through some pain because all this pain will lead you towards your success. The hardships are, though they are momentary, don't endure them. It can't be any later. If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then just crawl. No matter what. The only thing matters is to endure your pain, overcome it, overcome all your failures, and prove yourself. Last but not the least, don't forget the hardships that you faced in your life. Just put them aside, get up, and move ahead. Thank you.
Thank you. Government of India is taking all necessary steps to ensure that we are prepared well to face the challenge and threat posed by the growing pandemic of COVID-19, the coronavirus.
With the active support of people of India, we can stop the spread of coronavirus in our country.
The most important factor in preventing the spread of the virus locally is to empower the citizens with the right information and taking precautions as per the advisories being issued by Ministry of Health and Family Welfare.
Until then, remember the drill: sanitize, wear a mask, and maintain the social distance.
In this current situation during this pandemic, we must fight together and overcome this hardship and stay healthy.